Every day you make choices, or at least you think you do. You pick what to eat, what to say, where to go, who to trust. But what if all of this is just a story your mind tells you after the real decision has already been made? What if the feeling of control is not proof of freedom, but the illusion that hides what's actually running your life? Think about it. Have you ever reacted before you even knew why? Said yes too fast? Felt pulled towards something without understanding the reason? It's like your consciousness is the last guest to arrive at a meeting that already started. Ancient philosophers warned about this. Modern neuroscience is proving it. Your subconscious moves first, and your conscious mind simply explains it later. So here's the real question. If your mind decides before you do, who is really in control? Stay with me until the end, because today you'll discover the truth behind the illusion of free will, and how real freedom begins only when you understand the part of your mind that has been choosing your life all along. Why do we feel so certain that we are in control when so many of our actions seem to happen before we even understand them? Why does it feel like we decide even though moments later we realize we acted on autopilot? This is the paradox at the center of the human mind. The conscious self believes it is the commander, while the real decisions are often made in a place we cannot see. Think about how you move through your day. You reach for your phone before you even notice the impulse. You interrupt someone before you understand the emotion rising inside you. You judge, choose, react, avoid, desire, all in a flash. Only later does the conscious mind create a story to explain what happened. It's like an old saying, the mind jumps first, the thinker comes later. We live not as authors of our actions, but as narrators trying to make sense of what has already occurred. Philosophers felt this long before we had brain scans. Schopenhauer wrote, "A man can do what he wills, but he cannot will what he wills," pointing to the uncomfortable truth that our desires themselves come from somewhere deeper. Spinoza said the feeling of freedom exists only because we are unaware of the causes pushing us. And in Buddhist teachings, thoughts are described as waves arising from hidden conditions, none of them truly yours, yet all of them passing through you. Across traditions, the message is the same. The self that believes it is in control is only the surface of the mind, a thin layer floating above currents far more powerful. The subconscious is not a silent passenger. It is the engine room. It notices patterns, predicts danger, moves the body, triggers emotions, and sets intentions before the conscious self even wakes up to the moment. You've experienced this. You felt drawn to people without knowing why. You've avoided opportunities even while wanting them. You've made decisions that felt right, only to realize later they were driven by fear, insecurity, or past memories. None of it came from conscious thought. It came from the deeper machinery, the beliefs you never chose, the emotions you never processed, the memories you didn't know were shaping you. And yet, the illusion of control persists because the conscious mind is a master storyteller. It explains every choice as if it were intentional, even when the choice was made milliseconds earlier by processes completely outside your awareness. The conscious self is like the spokesperson of a company who has no idea what happens behind closed doors, but must present every decision as deliberate. So here's the truth most people never face. You don't control your mind until you understand the part of it that controls you. And until you confront that hidden layer, your freedom is simply the feeling of being in charge, not the reality of it. Why does your brain decide before you do? And why does your conscious mind feel so certain it made the choice when science shows it was only informed after the fact? To understand how deep this illusion runs, we need to look at what modern neuroscience has uncovered about the timing of your decisions, because the truth is stranger than fiction. In one of the most famous experiments in neuroscience, Benjamin Libet showed that the brain begins preparing a movement before the participant reports deciding to move. The decision appeared in the brain first, and only afterward did consciousness notice it. It's like watching a movie and claiming you wrote the script. Later studies went even further. Using brain scans, researchers predicted people's choices up to 7 seconds before participants became aware of them. 7 seconds. That's not a delay, that's an entire lifetime in neural terms. Imagine your mind as a vast city. Consciousness is the bright downtown, full of lights, noise, and activity. But the real decisions happen in the dark outskirts where signals travel quietly, shaping impulses long before they reach the center. By the time consciousness sees the decision, the rest of the brain has already signed the contract, stamped it, and sent it off. Consciousness simply announces it with confidence, like a news anchor who reads the headline but didn't investigate the story. This hidden process happens everywhere in life. When you suddenly dislike someone, your brain has already scanned micro-expressions, posture, tone, and past memories before you consciously register anything. When you hesitate before an opportunity, your subconscious has already compared past failures, emotional wounds, and fears and sent a warning before you knew what it meant. The subconscious is not slow, it is lightning fast. The conscious mind is slow but loud. Dual process theory explains this beautifully. System 1, fast, automatic, emotional, decides most things. System 2, slow, rational, deliberate, only justifies them afterward. The part of you that analyzes is rarely the part that decides. This explains why you say things like, "I don't know why I did that. It just felt right," or "something inside me said no." That something is the real driver. But here's where this becomes empowering instead of frightening. If your subconscious is the one choosing, then the path to true freedom is not controlling every thought. It is reshaping the deeper patterns that choose for you. And that is exactly what we will do next. Stay with me, because in the next part you will all learn how to access the deeper layer of the mind, the one making your choices, and begin taking back the freedom you never truly had. Let's take a moment to bring everything together. We've seen how ancient philosophers warned that the feeling of control is just a comforting story. We've seen how neuroscience shows the brain makes decisions seconds before consciousness wakes up to them. And we've seen how your daily life proves it, the impulses you can't explain, the reactions you didn't choose, the desires that appear from nowhere. 3 different lenses, one truth. The conscious self is not the commander, it is the narrator. The real decisions come from deeper layers of the mind that operate silently in the background. So imagine this for a moment. Imagine waking up tomorrow with an awareness so sharp that you can see the moment an impulse tries to move you. Imagine feeling a thought rising and knowing instantly whether it is yours or a leftover pattern from your past. Imagine walking through life not as a passenger of your subconscious, but as someone who finally understands the machine beneath the surface. When you see the invisible strings, they stop controlling you. Like the old saying goes, once you see the trap, it can't trap you anymore. Now let's turn this into practice. Here's the inner commando ritual, simple, quiet, and powerful. For 1 minute, sit still and watch your thoughts without interfering. Don't fight them, don't follow them, don't justify them. Just watch them rise. Then ask yourself one question. Whose voice is this? Not out loud, internally, quietly. You'll notice something strange. Some thoughts lose their power immediately. Some impulses fade like smoke. Some emotions reveal themselves as echoes from old fears rather than present truth. This question is not about controlling the mind. It's about exposing the part that is really in control. Why does this work? Because awareness interrupts automaticity. When you shine attention on an unconscious impulse, the brain shifts control from the fast, emotional circuits to the slower, conscious ones. Neuroscientists call this top-down regulation, spiritual. Teachers simply call it waking up. The moment you witness a thought instead of obeying it, you reclaim the space where real freedom lives. Do this ritual once a day, even for a minute. Over time, you will begin to see the hidden architecture of your mind, the patterns that choose for you, the beliefs that steer you, the emotions that whisper behind your decisions. And when you see them clearly, something incredible happens. You stop being controlled by what you cannot see. If this video helped you understand your mind in a new way, tell me in the comments. Your insight might be exactly what someone else needs. And make sure to subscribe for daily videos that help you reclaim your inner freedom, awaken real awareness, and take back the life you thought you were choosing all along.